हरे कृष्ण। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकय चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणि चारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण. So we were discussing this what Prabhupada has to share on Kapila Dev's teachings to Mother Devhuti. So these are the two very famous verses where she told that the ete sadhava sadvi sarva sangha vivarjitaha sangeshitesh matate pratya sangha dosha harerhi et. This is my mother, O virtuous lady. These are the qualities of great devotees who are free from all attachment. You must seek attachment to such holy men. For this contracts the precarious effects of material attachments. What is the point here is that we all get attached to whichever situation we are placed in. We have to, instead of working on getting detached, better to go for a right attachment. And Prabhupada writes very nice purport, completely free from puffed of condition of material possession. So this is the first quality of a sadhu, is freed from the attachment, like he is not puffed up. And Prabhupada says that then he has been freed from puffed up condition of material positions, becomes free from, because that is a false position. And the second thing Prabhupada says is that the association of three modes of material nature. So whatever is happening around us, it is because of the three modes of material nature. So that we should be very clear. Uh, we have to we have to understand that we are affected by the situations that are happening around, and we should not get affected by them. That is a very good quality. And if you read the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and this is actually what Krishna says, all the qualities what Krishna is telling. If you, some of you might have by hearted all the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. In that many shlokas, Krishna is indicating this only. You start with Adveshta Sarvabhutana Maitra Karuna Evacha Nirmamo Nirahankara Samadukha Sukasami Santushta Satata Yogi Yatatma Dada Nishya Mayarpita Manobuddhir. Then here he says Yasyanno Nodvijate Loka Lokanno Nodvijateha Harsha Marsha Bhayodvegaha Muktimamnya Same Priyaha. This is Harsha Marsha Bhayodvegaha. That means this is actually dualities. We are affected by the dualities that are happening all the time, all the time. And no, this a person who is like no on who is he puts nobody in difficulty, but he says who is equipoised in happiness and distress, fear and anxiety. That is the important quality we need to cultivate. And then next shloka says anapeksha suchir daksha udasina gatabhyatah sarvaramba parityagi yomat bhakta samay priya. So here also it says udasina. That means he without cares, free from all pain and not striving for some result. And he says yona harshati na dveshti na sochati na kankshasi shubha shubha parityagi. So harshati na dveshti, sochati na kankshati, shubha shubha parityagi. So this person, he's neither rejoices nor grieves, who neither laments nor desires, who renounces both auspicious. So here and then samah shatrocha mitrecha tata manap. All these things are the transformation of modes of nature. Like now, why we are not so much propagating about dharma and all these things. Of course, we talk about savai pumsam paro dharma. Why we are not so much about dharma of this world? Why we are not so much all these news and other things where we tell devotees don't put in the status all this related these things. Why? Because this is a transformation of modes only. That's all. Sama setrocha mitrecha. Now we are thinking, somebody is our Shatru and somebody is our Mitru. That is the problem. We have that, then Bhaktiman me priyo naraha. But if you don't treat them like that, no, don't purchase from these people, purchase from those people. So many status are coming nowadays. Now the point is, but Krishna is telling samashatrocha mitrecha, tata manapamanayo, sitoshna sukha dukkeshu, samasanga vivarjita. What Krishna wants us to understand it is the effect of modes. Tulyaninda stitirmoni santushto yena kenachit anikena siramatir. This is the point here. So we need to understand that whatever we see around is a manifestation of three modes. It's all duality. And I also told that what was important 10 years back is no more important for us now. What happened? Now we are taking something very seriously. But after 10 years, we feel, oh, why did I take it? So see, that means it is all just the transformation of modes we are getting affected. Of course, it is the Jnana Marga, the point, just the way to see that this is all modes affected. This is the people that who are in the path of jnana, they do it. That is not our sadhana. We don't practice like that. At least we should know that it is like that. And Prabhupada writes, but there is no association which helps one get free from all metal association. Only through here Prabhupada there are many mercantile, scientific and other association in human society to develop particular type of education or consciousness, but there is no further. If anyone has reached the stage where he must become free from this metal contamination, then he has to seek the association of devotees, wherein Krishna consciousness exclusively cultivated. This is very important for us. We need to have exclusive cultivation of Krishna consciousness. That's all. We should not focus on anything. Vyavasayatmika buddhi. I just want Krishna, focus on Krishna, and we will feel great ecstasy. Like yesterday we were discussing in Chaitanya Bhagavat that when Jaga and Madhya are delivered, everybody in so much ecstasy. Brahma, Shiva, Yamaraj, they are dancing in ecstasy. We also heard, I am not able to dance in ecstasy like Yamaraj and Brahma and Shiva. Shiva, without all his clothes are removed, and he is dancing without knowing that his clothes are also not there. Now, how he is feeling so much ecstasy? This is actually the state of mind. If I am understanding the value what I am getting, I can also experience the same bliss what Lord Shiva or Brahma or Yamaraj is experiencing. That is the state of our mind. How much our mind is valuing what we are getting. That is the reason. Then we will exclusively cultivate Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, no, then we will get affected by so many other things that are happening around in this world. And then one can thereby be free from all material association. And he will benefit in spiritual advancement by these words and instructions. He will be able to cut off his attachment to material existence. And then the most famous verse, Satam Prasango Mama Virya Samvido Bhavant Hitkarana Rasayanakata Tajoshanada Sopavarkavartmani Shraddharatir Bhaktir Anukramishati. So here, in the association of pure devotees, discussion of pastimes and activities, that is the only thing that we will do, and that is the only thing that will protect us. We will be free from the effects of what is happening around us only by this. And then we discussed that there are requirements for us. On a physical level, we need food. Mental level, we need emotions. It is our body is made of food. We need food for the body. And mind is full of emotions, so we need emotions. And then the soul is starving. But what soul needs? Krishna Katha only. And another thing is that material knowledge will make us hard-hearted. It will make us dry. It will make us consumers. We need spiritual knowledge. And Prabhupada says, simply by theoretical knowledge or study, one cannot make any appreciable advancement. One must give up the association of materialistic person, seek the association of devotees, because without the association of devotees, one cannot understand the activities of the Lord. And now, here is now the next shloka. Today we'll continue this. Thus, consciously engaged in devotional service. So this is a very important point. This is a conscious engagement. Why bhakti is difficult? It looks very simple, but why it is difficult is because of this word. This is conscious engagement. That means use buddhi. So which is the difficult part? Engage in devotional service in the association of devotees. If we are not conscious, what happens is we will commit offenses, and that's why we are not able to progress very fast. The reason for if not conscious, we commit offenses. And if you remember, after the 10th offense, what we say, it is also offense to be inattentive while chanting. Inattentive is because of not being conscious, and that is considered the mother of all offenses. Inattention is the mother of all offenses. And this is the problem. We have committed, we are always committing offenses because being inattentive. Anytime we are dealing with Vaishnavas, if we are inattentive, we commit offenses. Like some devotee came to our house or we went to temple. If we are not conscious, then we will definitely neglect or will not care or will not hear them properly or will not do our service properly. Inattention in service causes offense in seva aparadh. Inattention in dealing with devotees, we take them casually, we make some comments, we are just, then Vaishnava aparadh, then Nama aparadh. So three main aparadhs: Vaishnava aparadh, Nama aparadh, and seva aparadh. And this is all because of not being conscious. That means we are not using buddhi. It is actually very tough to always be conscious. We want to be little relaxed. But it is not spiritual. Everybody is always conscious. That's why they are in spiritual world. Yashodamai, she is extra conscious, so conscious, because she is dealing with absolute truth. If absolute truth is a sun, how much a person should be conscious? Like now, small children, mothers know. small children are there, how much they are conscious. Mothers are always conscious about the child, especially the child is few months, till 1, 2 years. She's always conscious because the child may put anything in the mouth, he may harm himself or he may jump from somewhere. She's always conscious. Now you are dealing with absolute truth as a son. Can you imagine how much a person should be conscious dealing absolute truth? That is Krishna. How much energy is needed? The very highly conscious people. And Srimati Radharani, spiritual world is full of conscious people. They are always 24 by 7 dealing with a person, Krishna, who has very great expectations. Now in this world, why it is difficult to deal with people is their expectations are very high. And now they are small people. And small people have small expectations. Big people will have big expectations. And now the biggest person, the creator, absolute truth, how much expectations he will have. His expectation different, that is love. But how much they should be conscious. That is why it is very difficult. And thus consciously engage in devotional service in the association of devotees, a person gains distaste for sense gratification, but both in this world and in the next. By constantly thinking about the activities of the Lord, this process of Krishna conscious is the easiest process of mystic power. When one is actually uh, situated on the path of devotional service, is able to control the mind. Now, consciously in the association of devotees, that is a secret. If I am conscious and in the association of devotees, what will happen to me? What is the benefit I am getting? I will gain distaste for sense gratification. This is the greatest benediction if you can get. If you lose the taste for sense gratification, it's very. And both in this world, that means even heavenly and other pleasures also. By constantly thinking about the activities of the Lord, this process of Krishna consciousness is the easiest process of mystic power. This is the and able to control. So no need to go to Himalayas and do great things. Even though it is not going Himalayas and doing such a hard thing, and bhakti is at home also we can do. No need to renounce the family also. No need to take sannyas. No need to do big yajnas and great charities and all. Still it is difficult because we have to give up ego, give up our identity that this belongs to me, I am so and so, I am great. This is the main obstacle for us in practicing bhakti. We have to change our ego. And Prabhupada writes, in all scriptures, people are encouraged to act in a pious way so that they can enjoy sense gratification, not only in this life but next. This is what yamimam pushpitam vacham prabhavanti avapashyatah vedavada ratapata nanyatastiti vadanaha kamatmanam swargaparam janmalabha parapradam. So this is actually what the scriptures are encouraging. Pushpitam vacham, very nicely flowery word language. For example, Prabhupada says, one is promised promotion to the heavenly kingdom or higher planets by pious fruitive activities. But a devotee in the association of devotee prefer to contemplate the activities of Lord, how he has created this universe, how he is maintaining it, how the creation dissolves, and how the spiritual kingdom, the Lord's pastimes are going on. So there are full literature describing these activities of the Lord, especially Bhagavatam, Brahma Samhita, Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Samhita, and Srimad Bhagavatam. The sincere devotee who associates with devotees get the opportunity to hear and contemplate the subject of the pastimes of the Lord. And the result is that he feels distaste for so-called happiness in this or that world in heaven or other planets. The devotee is simply interested in being transferred to the personal association of Lord. So this is the important point. We want relationships. Relationship means to be conscious. So relations means to be conscious. If we are not conscious, then we'll damage the relationship. So the relationship, we discuss three things: no expectations, and selflessness, and full time. We have to get exclusive time. So these three things are there. And that means we are conscious about it. They have no other attraction for temporary so-called happiness. That is the position of one who is yoga yukta. One who is fixed in mystic power is not disturbed by the allurements of this world or that world. He is interested in matters of spiritual advancement or the spiritual situation. This sublime situation is very easily attained by the easiest process, Bhakti Yoga. Rujubhir Yoga Margai. A very suitable word used here is Rujubhi, a very easy. There are different processes of Yoga Marga attaining yoga perfection, but this process, devotional service to Lord, is the easiest. Not only it is easiest process, but the result is sublime. That means very subtle result, very fast results we can achieve. That is true also. We initially, when people come to Krishna consciousness, they make very fast progress because they are conscious. But what happens is after some time, we are aware of everything. We know, okay, this is prasadam, this is devotees, this is this. Initially, we are very conscious. We do it very nicely. We get so much bliss and we can make more advancement. That's why it is told, no, always remain fresh, always remain young devotee so that we make more progress. As we grow, we are okay, this devotee is giving class, that's okay for me. I know what is going to speak. And oh, this person is singing, I know what is going to sing. And this person, okay, because we know everything, all the jokes we know, all the stories we know, and all the and we have tasted all varieties of food in all the festivals. We know what is going to be. This festival they'll put butter halwa, and this festival they'll give some sweet rice. So we have already tasted all varieties of food, and then we read some of the books of Prabhupada, so we know what Prabhupada is going to speak. What happens is that the conscious, then it reduces. We are not so conscious again. Then the advancement also becomes slow, and the bliss which we experience in the beginning is no more that much blissful. But if we are always fresh, we are always innocent. That is a Krishna is very very simple, and we are also simple and innocent. We can make very fast progress. That is the advantage. And just and next is that thus, by not engaging in the service of modes of mental nature, but by developing Krishna conscious knowledge and renunciation, by practicing yoga in which the mind is always fixed in devotional unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one achieves my association in this very life. For I am the Supreme Personality, the Absolute Truth. So, here it is said that when one engages in devotional service to the Lord in 9 different kinds of bhakti, as initiated in authoritative scriptures such as hearing, chanting, remembering, worshipping, and offering praise, that means 9 process. He naturally has an opportunity to engage in the service, has no opportunity. So when we are doing this 9 process of devotional service, we are automatically getting freed from the 3 modes of mental natures. That means now we are hearing Bhagavatam, we are not serving the 3 modes. We are unaffected. Of course, we may say Proji Bhakti in 3 modes, but our body gets affected by modes, our mind gets affected, but the soul is blissful. That means I may feel little sleepy. I may feel little active. There should be some action in this, same stuff every time they speak the same stuff. Or sometimes we feel, okay, what new information I am getting. Because our mind is in modes, when we attend the class, we start thinking in this way. Sometimes we are dull, sometimes we are inattentive, sometimes we are, seeking for some more and more new stuff. Sometimes we are just, okay, let me get purified. In any of the things, what is happening now, the soul is getting anyway pleased. Even we are not interested, but the soul will be happy when we hear. So unless one has good engagement in spiritual service, it's not possible to get out of the attachment to material service. So this is very, 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 very important point. Unless one has good engagement, so please make this note this point. In so-called, it is not possible to get out of attachment to material service. That means we have to take responsibility for ourselves. Nobody can do it for us. We have to take responsibility of engaging ourselves properly. Hearing is one engagement, chanting is one engagement, but what happens is we should do something practical also. Practical in the sense, if you don't have any opportunity, this is also very good service. But now, because we have this mode of passion in us, because we have to dovetail the mode of passion, we have to overcome mode of ignorance. That's why some practical service, like initial they say, okay, go and clean wash the vessels in temple, clean the floor in temple, do book distribution, and do some preaching, do some activity, connect some funds. These are like, no, you are relating to the person. And whenever I go to temple, stand in front of the Lord, pray to Lord, oh my dear Lord, empower me, let me do something for you, empower me, let me do something for you. That will help, na? Intensity of our chanting, intensity of hearing, reading, our understanding will improve. Of course, chanting itself, one can make progress, but point is that we need to initially do some service also. Why? Because we are affected by modes. That is the reason. Slowly, slowly, by rendering service, we will be able to chant also with quality. Our quality of chanting will increase. Like say, I was sharing one, like I was going for book distribution one time. I loaded the full vehicle. I was having a sumo vehicle. I loaded with full books in that. And then I had two devotees with me. One was a Russian devotee, one was a Gujarati devotee. And I was taking this to a place where people know only Telugu language. They don't know anything. They don't know even Hindi also. And English is very far. Now I was traveling. It is like 5-6 hours drive. I was like taking this. This is a very famous place in here. There is Bhadrachalam. There was Ramnavami festival. I thought, okay, we'll distribute books. I was like, no, I was praying to Lord now, my dear Lord. I was chanting only, but I was chanting very sincerely. We have to distribute so many books I'm taking. No, it was like 4 days, I thought. But within 3 days, only before Ramnavami, I could distribute. Now, what I want to tell is there was some intensity. But why intensity in chanting? Because of service. Otherwise, normally I would have sit in temple and I completed my rounds. Yes, class over, chanting over, everything over. Now I can take rest. But now I kept myself in such a situation where I am forced to take shelter of Krishna. That is actually will help us. So when we go, we'll try to do some service. And another thing, service and responsibility. So responsibility for Krishna will make us very mature. This is a very fast way to make progress. And then our quality of chanting also will improve. Because I feel, no, now I have to give class. You take shelter of Krishna. I didn't prepare anything. Let me speak something. So what happens is when we will be forced to take shelter of Krishna, and many times it happens. Now you can't prepare every time class. What we do, we take shelter of Krishna. Make me speak something. And that's why unless one has good engagement in Sirsa service, it is not possible to get out of the attachment to material service. Not possible. Very clear. Responsibility is very much needed. We have to have some service. At least you cannot do something outside, take responsibility of the deities, nicely cook prasadam, but distribute to others. Don't eat ourselves. Then happily we cook and eat. No, we have to invite Vaishnavas, feed them prasadam, or we have to cook and distribute. We have to do some responsibility. Cooking is possible if somebody is at home. And Prabhujis, they have to share Krishna consciousness with others, distribute books, do some service. That otherwise not possible. Those who are not are preach. Online classes also. Those who are not devotees, therefore, are interested in so-called humanitarian or philanthropic work, such as opening a hospital or charitable institutions. There are undoubtedly good works in the sense that they are pious activities, and the results is that the performer may get some opportunity for sense gratification, either in this life or next. Devotional service is, however, is beyond the boundary of sense gratification. It is completely spiritual activity. When one engages in spiritual activity of devotional service, naturally he does not get any opportunity to engage in sense gratification. So this is the point. We don't have time only. Like when one engages in spiritual activities of devotional service, naturally he does not get an opportunity to engage in sense gratification activities. We don't have time only. Morning class, afternoon class, evening class. And if we get any break, we want to take rest because whole time something is there. So Krishna conscious activities are performed not blindly. This is very important. So Krishna conscious activities are not performed blindly. Very, very important point. But with perfect understanding of knowledge and renunciation. That means when people say, na, just chant Hare Krishna, everything happens. It is not. Prabhupada want understanding of knowledge and renunciation. This is very important. That means they have to read Bhagavatam. They have to read the scriptures properly, or at least hear. If they are not able to read, they are not so good. At least they have to hear. And with this, when they perform, then there is a quality in it. Lord wants quality. Sikshashtakam. Why Goswamis have to write so many books? If the chanting is sufficient, why Goswamis took so much time to write books? Why Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote 100 plus books? Why Prabhupada has to write whole night, sleepless nights and write books? Because they want to give perfect understanding of knowledge and renunciation. That is the point. When we are understanding things properly, then we will be able to do it nicely. This kind of yoga practice, in which the mind is always fixed upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead in devotion, results in liberation in this very life. The person who performs such acts gets in touch with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Chaitanya, therefore, approved the process of hearing from realized devotees about the pastime. So, Lord Chaitanya is what he's telling? He's telling we should hear Bhagavat Suna, Bhagavat Padya, Bhagavat Asthane. It does not matter to what category of this world the audience belong. If one meekly and submissively hears about the activities, this is the requirement. They should be submissively hearing. From the realized soul, he will be able to conquer the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is unconquerable. Sthane sthita stutigatam tanuvan marubu yah prayaso ajito apijito. Ajito is Krishna, who cannot be conquered, but he can be conquered. Sthane sthita stutigata. So the hearing or association with devotee is the most important factor. Now Devati asks a question. She says, on hearing the statement of the Lord, Devati inquired, what kind of devotional service is worth developing and practicing to help me easily and immediately attain the service of your lotus feet? And Prabhupada writes, it is stated in Bhagavad Gita that no one is barred from rendering service to the Lord. Whether one is a woman or a laborer or a merchant, if one is engaged in devotional service of Lord, he is promoted to the highest perfectional stage and go back to God. And even animals also, they can also practice and go. And she further asked, the mystic yoga system, as you have explained, aims at the supreme personality of Godhead and is meant for completely ending material existence. Please let me know the nature of that yoga system. How many ways are there by which one can understand in truth that sublime yoga? Because its teachings are very important. Prabhupada has to separate, write a book only, Teachings of Lord Kapila. Queen Kunti prayers, teachings of Lord. These are the separate books Prabhupada wrote because they are so very important. It is giving very, very basic foundations. It is making our foundations very clear. This is the because the questions are very very relevant for us and the answers. Devahuti herself, she is Nitya Siddha. For her, not needed. He is asking all these things for us only. And Prabhupada writing, there are different kinds of mystic yoga systems aiming for different phases of absolute truth. The Jnana Yoga systems aim at the impersonal Brahman effulgence. The Hatha Yoga systems aim at localized aspects of Paramatma, feature of absolute. Whereas Bhakti or devotional service, which is executed 9 different ways, headed by hearing and chanting, aims at complete realization supreme person. Now, all the methods, they are all good. But what we have to understand, they are taking it to different destinations. Now, it is not a question of good or bad. It's a question of where I want to go. That's why we should not criticize anyone. Okay, he said this is my method is correct. He says yes. Whether instead of criticizing, we ask, what do you want? You want to be free from suffering? And that is the only goal you have, then Brahman realization is okay. Somebody says, okay, I want to look at some form of Lord and experience some sort of peace and other things. Okay, then you go for Paramatma. You know. But I want to have relation and love, then Bhagavan. So relation and love. So Brahman. Now, this is what we have to understand. It's not a question of right or wrong. It's a question of what I want. If somebody wants this, then that is a process. We need not criticize. We just have to, vegetarian or non-vegetarian. Instead of selling vegetarian, non-veg is bad, we have to ask them, what do you want? If we say that, okay, you want to be peaceful in life, you want to be happy in life, then the happiness and peace is proportionate to the state of mind you have. If your mind is good, you will experience peace and happiness. If your mind is disturbed, then you cannot experience peace and happiness. So it is proportionate to what type of mind you have. Now, okay, if you want to have a peaceful mind, then you have to, because the mind is affected directly by the intake of food. 30% of what you eat affects your mind. If you take something which is full of violence, see, even when you are cutting plants, when you are plucking fruits, and when you are, uh, harvesting and removing the crops and grains, there is some violence. But that much violence, not so much damage the mind. But if you are killing an animal, that violence damages the mind because the food, 1/3 of the food directly affects the mind. Now, because your mind is affected, like should we eat outside food or not? Should we eat chocolate or not? All these things is proportionate to what we want. Here, same thing. What I want is whether it is right for me or not. Say if if I want to sing, then ice cream is not good for me because I want to be a singer, then that is not good for me. If I want to be an athletic and I want to, then I should avoid certain type of food which is full of fatty. No, my body should be swift. That is the point. So point is that we have to have something which is it is what I want or not. So here Brahman is right or wrong? Yes, right. For whom? Who want it? Like that. So there are different methods of self-realization. That's what Prabhupada is saying. But here Devata especially refers to Bhakti Yoga system, It's already being primarily explained by the Lord. The different parts of Bhakti Yoga system are hearing, chanting, remembering, offering, prayers, and 9 processes. Unless one accepts the process of devotional service, one cannot end the continuation of material existence. As far as Jnanis are concerned, they are interested in Jnana Yoga. But even if one elevates oneself after a great performance of austerity to the Brahman effulgence, there is chance of falling down. That means, no, this is, you have got, we heard from Balram Shiktaru many times, so I will not take on this one. The Jnana Yoga does not actually end material existence. Similarly, regarding Hatha Yoga, which aims at localized aspects of Paramatma, has been experienced that many yogis, such as Vishwamitra, fall down. These people now who are falling down is explained, they have not attained perfection. They are just on the path. So there is the chance of falling down, all these things. No? This is, they have not yet perfected. But once they attain perfection, they will not come down. But Bhakti yogis can, once approaching Supreme Person, never come back to the material world, as it is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Yad gatvana nivartante. And sometimes it is asked how the living entity falls down from the spiritual world. This is a famous question. No, Prabhupada is answering. Here is the answer. Prabhupada. Unless one is elevated to Vaikuntha planet directly in touch with the Supreme Personality of God, is prone to fall down. Either from the impersonal Brahman realization or from an ecstatic trance of meditation. Another word in this verse, Bhagavad Bhana, is very significant. Bhana means arrow. The Bhakti Yoga system is just like an arrow aiming up to the Supreme Personality of God. Bhakti Yoga system never urges one towards the impersonal Brahman effulgence or to the point of Paramatma relation. This Bhana or arrow is so sharp and swift that it goes directly to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, penetrating the regions of impersonal Brahman and localized Paramatma. Of course, Prabhupada did not give direct answer here. That we have, we will not take that discussion because Prabhupada did not speak. Tadenante vijnani yataham mandadhir harer sukam bandhyaya durbhodam yosha bhavat anugrahat. My dear son Kapila, after all, I am a woman. So this is a very important question. It is very difficult for me to understand absolute truth because my intelligence is not very great. Now here it is not that there is some discrimination. Here basically is one who is attached. And in Kali Yuga, everybody comes under this category. Kalo Shudra Sambhava. Why? Because in Kali Yuga, we are all attached. That is the point. Here basically means they are interested in material things. Now who is not interested in material things? Kali Yuga. So they are all equal only. Previous ages, there were some differences. But they are also like, the Brahmana Patnis. The Brahmanas are interested in all these rituals. The woman happily went to Krishna and fed him. The point is that even in that state also people can perfect. But here basically there is attachment to material enjoyment. That attachment is very strong. But now Kali Yuga, everybody has it. That's why we cannot discriminate. Say this is woman, this is a Brahmana, this is no. That is not there in Kali. But if you will kindly explain it to me, even though I am not very intelligent, I can understand it and thereby feel transcendental happiness. Now you see what she is asking, just by understanding absolute truth, we can feel transcendental happiness. Rajavidya, Rajaguhyam, Pavitram Idamuttamam, Pratyakshabagamam Dharmam, Susukam Kartumavye. Susukham is there, no? When understanding only, we can feel transcendental happiness. Such a nice thing. And Prabhupada writes nicely. Knowledge of the absolute truth is not very easily understood by ordinary, less intelligent men. But If the spiritual master is kind enough to the disciple, however unintelligent the disciple may be, then by the divine grace of spiritual master, everything is revealed. Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado. Devati requested her son to be merciful towards her because she was a less intelligent. What happens is the spiritual master desires that this disciple should know, and because spiritual master desired, Krishna will make it happen. This is called Satya Sankalpa. Their words have that potency, that purity of the word. There is one devotee, Ambarish Prabhu. He was temple president of one temple. What happened is one Mataji, she is very very nice devotee. She went for book distribution, and she didn't come. Evening happened, 5 6 hours. She didn't come. And night 9 o'clock, she didn't come. He was waiting for her. And then 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, she didn't come only. She came early morning 5:30, distributing books whole night. She was very enthusiastic. And as soon as she came, he was very upset. But he controlled and he told, I am going to curse you. And he told, I am going to curse you that you will only get devotees as your children. As soon as she heard curse, she was afraid. But she heard what is the curse, she was okay. And what happened? The children who were born to her, one was born with a shika, one was born with tilak, and no some other, she has some 4 children. All are devotees now. Why it happened? This is called Satya Sankalpa. You try to, the words has that purity, that power. Spiritual masters have words have that power. If it desires, it will happen. Krishna will make it. Why spiritual master will desire? When we please him. So Yasya Prasada Bhagavad Prasada. We should please our spiritual master. So Devavati requested her great son to be merciful towards her because she was a less intelligent woman and also his mother. By the grace of Kapil, it is quite possible for her to understand the absolute truth, even though the subject matter is very difficult for ordinary person, especially women, and that means here who are attached to material things. So for us also the only formula is we have to please our spiritual master. We may not be able to personally meet him and all, but we are still pleasing our spiritual master by regularly attending the sessions, trying to understand Bhagavatam. We are pleasing him. And Maitreya Uvacha Vidyartham Kapilo Matrusiktam Jnana Sneho Yatra Taya Vijata Tatyamanayam Padvadhinti Sankyam Pravacha Vai Bhakti Vitana Yogam. Sri Maitreya said, after hearing the statements of his mother, Kapila could understand her purpose, and he became compassionate towards her because of being born of her body. He described the Sankhya system of philosophy, which is combination of devotional service and mystic realization, as received by disciplic succession. And now Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, now Lord Kapila is speaking. Devanam Gunalingana Anu Sravika Karmana Sattva evaiko manaso vritti swabhaviki tuya Animitta Bhagavati Bhakti Siddhi Gariyasi. Lord Kapila said, the senses are symbolic representation of demigods, and their natural inclination is to work under the direction of the Vedic injunctions. As the senses are the representative of the demigod, so the mind is a representative of Supreme Personality of Godhead. The mind's natural duty is to serve. When that service spirit is engaged in devotional service to the Personality of Godhead without any motive, that is far better than salvation. Wow, such a nice point, right? It says that the senses are symbolic representation of demigods. is the first thing. Senses are what? Symbolic. And their natural inclination to work in direction of Vedic injunctions. So what the senses should do? Whatever the Vedas are told, the senses should do. As the senses are representation of demigods, mind is representation of whom? Supreme Personality of God. Oh, this is the point. Senses, demigods. And what they do? They follow directions of Vedic English. And what is mind? Mind is represented as Supreme Lord. And the mind's natural duty is to serve. Now, when the service spirit is engaged in devotional service to the personality of God without any motive, so this is the most important, the key, without any motive, then far better than salvation. What Prabhupada is telling, very huge purport. The senses of living entity are always engaged in some occupation, either in activities prescribed in the injunctions of the Vedas or in material activities. The natural inclination of senses is to work for something, and the mind is the center of senses. Mind is actually the leader of senses. Like for demigods, the leader is Supreme Lord. For the senses, the leader is mind. Therefore, it is called Sattva. Similarly, all the demigods who are engaged in the service, in the activities of material world, the sun god, moon god, in the other is the supreme personality of Godhead. So the leader of the demigods is Supreme Lord. Now, it is stated in Vedic injunctions that the demigods are different limbs of the universal body of the Supreme Personality of God. Our senses are also controlled by different demigods. This is always there. Our senses are controlled by demigods. Our senses are representation of varied demigods, and mind is representation of the Supreme Personality of God. The senses, led by the mind, act under the influence of demigods. So, when the service is ultimately aimed at the Supreme Personality of God, the senses are in their natural position. That is called Sattva. This is a very important point. When the service is aimed ultimately, like now I want to engage in the service of Lord. Immediately all my senses are in a natural position. The Lord is called Rishikesha. He is actually, now if I want to do it myself, then my mind is in selfishness. Then what is happening is I want to enjoy myself separately. Then the senses are in my own sense gratification. That is a problem. And that is actually what is happening to people. But when they are materially contaminated, they work for some material benefit or for the service of demigods. Although actually they are meant to serve the Supreme Personality of God. And this is called bhakti. Kapila says that when senses, so this is the answer he is giving to Devhuti, without desire for material profit. So this is also very important. Without desire, that means this is my natural state. I have to be selflessly serving in somebody. That is called love. Or engaged in the service of Supreme Personality of God. One is situated in devotional. That spirit of service is far better than siddhi, salvation. And bhakti, the inclination to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is in the transcendental position far better than mukti or liberation. Thus, bhakti is the stage after liberation. Unless one is liberated, one cannot engage the senses in the service of the Lord. So, unless one is liberated. So, at this stage, perfectly we can engage in the service of the Lord. Otherwise, not possible. When the senses are engaged in material activity of sense gratification and the activities of Vedic nature, there is some motive. But the same senses are engaged in service of Lord, there is no motive. So that means the people who are following Vedic injunctions, they are motivated. We have to follow only Krishna. This is called animitta, and it is a natural inclination of mind. The conclusion is that when The mind without being deviated either by Vedic injunctions or by material activities. So both the things. The na dharmam, na dharmam, na adharmam. So Raghunath Das Goswami is telling, don't follow dharma, don't follow adharma. Dharma is Vedic injunction, adharma is material activities. Both are not needed for us. People are so much fighting dharma, dharma, dharma. We are saying no, we don't follow that. We only follow Krishna. Is fully engaged in Krishna conscious devotional service to Supreme is far better than most aspired for liberation for material entanglement. There are questions in the chat box. We'll take them. And before we, you are using the word conscious in association relationship. Do you mean presence of mind? Yes, yes. Presence of mind means using buddhi. I know what I am doing. That is the presence of mind. That basically that's what the term they use. Presence of mind. It is like I know what I am doing. Like small children. This is very important. Why sometimes you tell the children they still do the mistake. You tell him don't put wet towel on the bed. No matter how many times you tell, the child is putting on the bed. What mother does? She gives one slap, hard. Then what happens? Next time is not putting. So what happened is when she was telling don't put on the bed, it is not registering in him. It is just going on an emotional level. He just emotionally is hearing. He is not able to put his buddhi. Consciously is not hearing it. That's why he is still doing mistake. It is not registering him. Sometimes you have to tell 3 times, 4 times. To make the thing register in their buddhi, you have to tell many times to children. Especially do's and don'ts. Don't do this, do this. Why you have to tell many times? It don't register because children, they are in an emotional state. They don't come to the level of buddhi very fast. Till the age of 5, buddhis don't start growing only. Till the age of 4. That's why there is no logic, no punishment for them. Till the age of 4, no need of punishing because there is buddhi is not awakened. Even if you tell, they don't understand only. There is no buddhi for them. And buddhi, when you give a slap to the child, what happens now? His buddhi awakens. He registers. Oh, I should not put wet towel on the bed. It registers to him. He becomes conscious. That's why till the age of 4, from 5 to 10, age of 5 to 10, you can beat children to help them become conscious. That's all. Not to. You should not be violent. But some 1-2 slaps is not a problem because it will help them to register these things. So here, that is the point. For us also, we have to be conscious. We have to register things. Then we will be able to perform nicely. That's why when chastisement also, how the chastisement comes, what happened to your buddhi? That means why you are not conscious when you are doing. Use your buddhi. No, they use buddhi brushed ho gaya kya, they chastise. And the another thing, on the expectations, mind seems to shift the expectations from people around to the Lord, looking for favorable results from sadhana. We have to wait for Lord. Utsaha Nishya Dhairya. Dhairya is there, na? Whenever Lord gives, I am expecting from Lord only. I don't expect from anyone. But I am okay whenever He gives. I don't demand. Expectation here in the sense is we are not demanding the Lord that no, you should give me. No, whenever you give Lord, like Mukunda, after 10 million lifetimes you will get darshan of Lord. Oh, only 10 million lifetimes. So, like that. So, no expectations. Whenever Lord gives, we are ready to take. We take it only from Lord, but whenever He gives, like that. Any other questions, comments before we end? Okay. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. Yeah, Prabhuji, this I just wanted to have a response with the. You said right, there should be active. This one should be active, doing various services, to keep the mind calm, to keep the mind connected with Krishna.
Yeah.
So along with hearing, chanting, all that. So Prabhuji, like in that, like when we are, and you also said, we when we are new, we are very enthusiastic to do various other types of services, and slowly we see that we lose enthusiasm, right? Even in hearing this one also. So Prabhuji, my question is like in the beginning, when our health permits, we are into many services as much as possible, right? And when the health doesn't permit, and when the family circumstances is not also favorable, we need to. I mean, we are forced to give up certain seva, and then we become little inactive, not very active, things like this. So at that time, Prabhuji, the mind actually puts us into very guilty position that you are not able to do anything, you are not able to do anything. So how to come out of it, Prabhuji? That any for it?
We can we have to aspire to do services in such situations. No, we may not be able to get opportunity to do sometimes because of the family situations, the responsibilities increase, and but if you understand that even that is also service to the Lord only, you will not have problem. What we do now, we separate the activities at home and we separate the activities at temple. We separate them, but the bhakti is not like that. If you are a devotee of Krishna, you are 24 hours servant of Krishna. Even if Krishna wants you to take responsibility of your no, Radhanand Maharaj and Mataji, she came for Mangalarti and the child was very small. Maharaj said, no, your service is to take care of the child. That is your devotional service. It is not you come and do service in the temple. No. That means we are separating this responsibilities from Krishna consciousness. It is not like that. If you have responsibilities, we do it because if I able to do this properly, I'll get time to please Krishna more. I may get in future more time because I complete my responsibilities and I am aspiring to fully engage in Krishna service. And even while doing also, you always have no, you always have to cook every day. Now we are doing service to the Lord. You are cooking for the Lord. You cook nicely and offer, and all the family members they'll get nice prasadam. You are doing arati. You can do chanting. You are having classes. But what happens is like you may not get the service in temple or something, but your house you can make a temple. Your deities are there. Your service kitchen which you are having is Radharani's kitchen, and no, she is giving you service to cook for Krishna. You assist her in cooking for Krishna. You have opportunity to hear Bhagavatam, and then maybe you can have some group of Matajis or somebody whom you can have some afternoon or evening some discussions and whatever. There will be so many who are interested to sit and listen. You can sit with them and you can online classes you can have. Some opportunity is there. Only thing is we should not separate family things is not devotion. It's not like that. Even that is also what Krishna want you to do now. That is what your guru want you to do now. To take the responsibilities, and according to our health also we should act because we have to protect our health in a long run. We need to do more service. We don't want people to serve us. If health is spoiled, now people start serving us because we cannot serve anything. But that is also our responsibility that we take care of our health, and according to our health, there are other things also. You can online, so many services are available. If you are interested, we can give you online services. So not that you have to physically go and book and do some management in temple or some activities, distribute books or collect some funds. No, you can do some things online or which are possible at your level. And we should not separate our family things from bhakti. No, you have to do that also, and that is not wrong. Also, that is you can be a pure devotee doing service to the family, and it is pure devotional service only. Because
Yeah, and
identity is what is very important. You are identifying yourself as always Krishna's servant. Okay, Krishna, you want me to do this service for you today, cooking nicely, serving and feeding, and your family members are no, they are the recipients of this prasadam. Give them nicely, and sometime invite somebody, cook prasadam for devotees, invite some devotee, senior devotee your house, have kirtan. So you can have, the only thing is you should desire, and Krishna will give you intelligence how you can serve him in a different way. No need of
okay.
guilty. You can serve now also. And this is also service
Yeah,
what you are doing. And that is another problem. Because if you don't understand, what is bhakti, then we misunderstood. Like, no, we are. This is also service. Why it is not service? I don't know.
No, it's not that it's not service. Like Prabhuji, like we are answerable to our seniors also, right? Our Shiksha Gurus, our seniors who had been engaging us in various services, and when they see that we are not able to assist them, help them, and of course since we are under certain things are must, we need to attend certain sessions, certain number of sessions, certain sevas. So and when we had the health and the facilities, we were engaged and we were assisting so many seniors like that. But all of a sudden, or slowly when the health becomes down, and then when the environment is not favorable, now we are also answerable to those devotees whom we were assisting. And so when they ask you that you're not regular, so that time, I mean, it's not, they are not asking in a wrong sense or anything. For our own progress they are asking, we do understand that. But the thing is that, as you said, the mind actually plays that this the tricky, the guilty feeling, gives you the guilty feeling that I'm not able to, am I really progressing, am I really interested in doing seva, am I coming down from my level? So that's sort of some sort of what to say, that guilty feeling that mind keeps giving us. Say what I was earlier, I'm not able to do that now, so like I'm not able to satisfy my seniors, all these things. So that, I mean, I'm talking about my own mind only here, not to blame anybody, not to
It's
blame the
not mine,
situations, but
Mataji. It is what I'm telling. Na, your understanding is wrong. You are thinking that taking care of house and all is also that much level of purification you can get now also. Whatever amount of advancement you made when you got opportunity to attend the programs and did, you can make equal or more progress by doing the same at home also. The whatever you are doing now, you are attending morning classes, you are making advancement. Now you will cook for the Lord, you will make advancement. You are making equal and more advancement also. You just have to do consciously, that's all. It's not that you have to go out and know when they are calling, they have to do, take responsibility. This is also same thing. You are making so much advancement like this. Only thing is you have to be conscious. Okay, now you are cooking. Stand in front of the deities, you go and tell them, I am cooking for you. Go to the kitchen, cook and offer to them. You will make so much advancement. Yamuna Mataji, yeah, Prabhupada said you and Jagataran Mataji, you just be at one place and do your bhajan and kirtan. Whole day they used to chant, hear kirtan. They are not going outside and preaching, but everybody was coming them and hearing. You just have to, point is, uh, you have to know that you are offering, you are cooking every day, you are getting opportunity to cook for Krishna. Are you not getting opportunity to cook for Krishna every day? Are you not getting opportunity to hear about Krishna every day? You are doing it. So where is the question of guilty? Your only thing is the service has changed for you. You are thinking that is service and this is not service. No, this is also service and you are making more advancement now also. But only thing is you have to be consciously doing it. You are separating both the things. The understanding is wrong, not the opportunity. You have now also an opportunity. You are chanting every day, you are hearing every day, you are cooking for Krishna every day. Where is the question of guilty? Are you not allowed to cook for Krishna every day at home?
no, we do all that at least the basic things.
Then you are making advancement. Na? Every day you are cooking for Krishna. Can you imagine? What a great fortune you have. Every day you are hearing Bhagavatam class. Every day, and no, the only thing is the quality of service should improve. You go and tell Krishna, I cooked for you, you eat it. And suddenly maybe Krishna will eat. You will not have any prasadam that day. You have to fast. Again, you cook for Krishna. So you have to make that he will eat. You make in such a way. So it's how consciously you are doing. It's not that, okay, you go outside and do some management and do some organizing. No, you get opportunity to cook, you are cooking. And, such a great fortune you are having. 2 times you are cooking, you can do nice aarti. You can every day you do abhishekam, every day you dress, every day you decorate them, every day deities means every day abhishekam. That is the standard, is always Gopal Krishna Maharaj. Every day you have to dress them, every day you have to feed them nicely. Every day you have to do Aarti. Abhishekam is every day. So you keep deities, serve them nicely. So you will make more progress. You make more progress. And it's not my statement, it's what Shastra says. So where is the question of guilt? You are already attending everyday classes also.
Right.
And you are getting much
Thank
more
you.
mature understanding of Shastra. No, Balaram Shakti Prabhu, it takes so nicely.
Yes, Guruji.
So
Yeah,
where is the
yeah.
question of you are not making advancement, you tell me? In terms of knowledge you are getting, in terms of service you are getting, what else is needed?
Yes, that is right. Only thing is that what struck me was that when Prabhupada says one should be actively engaged.
This is
So
actively
that
engaging, na?
yeah.
You are not serving your deities, it's not active service.
Yeah. That of course, see the things we were doing all these things earlier, both the things earlier. Now the thing is that active part is reduced.
Mate, this is also
So then what I
active.
should be
That's what my
conscious.
point. You are wrong understanding. You
Yes,
have deities
yes,
at
yes. Now
home,
I got
you are nicely
yes.
taking care. Anybody comes for darshan, immediately their heart will change. You give the prasadam to anybody which is offered to your deities, their heart will change. That is your service now. That is active service for you now.
So I should be conscious about that.
Bas,
Like
bas, bas. You already
engaged,
got
yes.
some service. You have opportunity for chanting, deity service, Bhagavatam class. That's all. You are already engaged actively. Just do it consciously. This is what Krishna want you to improve in this direction. He want you to be more introspective. If you go outside, you may just get carried away. Now you can be little more thoughtful, little more conscious. Otherwise, now I have to go at 2 o'clock for this fast, cooking, offer, arti, and you run away. But now you know you're conscious because nothing to run away. You just have to be consciously cooking, consciously doing. You can be more introspective. You can make more advancement internally than externally. So Krishna is giving you time to become more introspective instead of
Right.
running here,
So
there.
Krishna always puts us in the right position. The right position, what we need actually.
Yeah,
We may
yes.
not be able to understand it. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. My heartfelt thanks to you for bringing out that nice point. Be conscious. Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Hare.
Association helps us a lot.
Any other questions, comments? Okay, thank you all very much. Okay, we have one more question. Where Krishna Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, with regard to the services, is there any difference between direct services to Lord like Sravana Kirtana, 9 limbs or 64 limbs, and our daily activities type services which we link to Krishna? I mean, indirect type. So there will be difference, Prabhu.
We already have direct services, na Prabhu. We chant, we are hearing, we are doing, taking prasadam. We are having so many direct services. Taking bath and going for job and other things, they are different. But we have direct services every day, na?
But it is not happening, I mean, from Anusilanam point of view, 24 hours or so. I mean, that way I'm saying.
Oh, that is what Krishna is giving you for now to do. Like, no, if I say, Prabhuji, okay, now everything stop, whole day chant. How many days will we chant? After 2-3 days, you say, Prabhuji, it is not possible. Whole day chanting, not possible for us. Like this, actually, Akinjan Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj, he was whole day chanting. You know, Vaksara Sridhar Maharaj or some Maharaj, he goes and asks him service. He says, no, only chanting. He goes and complains to Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, Arey, he's whole day chanting only. He's not doing anything. Then Bhaktisiddhanta says, okay, I'll relieve you from all management service. You also sit and chant. He said, okay, I'll chant. After 1 week, he comes back and says, no, I want service. I cannot chant whole day. Let him chant. That means we are not qualified for certain things. So Krishna is not giving. Now, slowly, at certain age, by doing all these things regularly. See, now, if I get 1 hour to hear, a whole day I have work because of family responsibility, 1 hour I am getting. Let me very consciously, let me very sincerely, let me attentively hear. That 1 hour will help us to become very, make so much progress. And now I am having only 3 hours, 1 hour hearing, 2 hours chanting. Let's put all my effort to chant nicely in the 2 hours. We become more conscious and do sincerely. Then what Krishna does, he will reduce other things, and he will give us more and more time. He's just a test for us. If you are given some little, you are utilizing best of it, Krishna will say, okay, take more. And again, you utilize nicely. Now you get more free time, then I will misuse. I will sit with my mobile and do some time pass. Now I only have 3 hours. I don't have any option. What I do, instead of touching mobile, I chant and rounds and hear 1 hour sincere class. That is actually what is why Krishna is not giving us free time. Why he is not making us fabulously rich. He knows if fabulously rich means he will forget me only. He will just remember the money. He gives consciously. He knows what is needed when for us. Whatever he is giving, use it best. Then Krishna will give it more. He knows how to give. We just have to utilize whatever we are given properly. You are having morning classes and you are sincerely listening and attentively hearing, and Krishna will make sure we are making nice progress. So our responsibility is whatever we are given, take care of it nicely. Then Krishna will give. So that is the formula. It is now Prabhuji had to work 10 hours, 12 hours in the job. Okay, while going and coming here some lectures, while coming try to hear some lectures while going and coming. Put earphones instead of doing some time pass in mobile. What other people do in the metro trains and all, I always see. Now you hear the lectures. That means Krishna knows, oh, this person is serious. He always want to hear about me. Little bit time we get on Saturday, Sundays, we are in temple doing some service. So that's how we make progress. Not that when there is resistance, we grow fast. Yes, bro.
Thank you, bro. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, any questions, comments? Will end. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada.